Alright, this video is going to be exposing who people are calling on when they call on God, Lord, and Jsuspect, known as Jesus. If you haven't already checked out my other video, check it out. Go to I am not your enemy, and it's because I love you. I exposed who Jsus is in there. But to break it down, let's begin with and I'll tie all this into sports because we'll just start here. The opposition for the Most High, who again, if you haven't seen my video, check it out. The YAHWEH is L, deity of Israel is RAEL, because this identifies who YAHWEH is. This is the enemy. The true creator is Tata nZambi Yamazulu. That's Father Creator or Father the Most High of the heavens. His name is nSiemi. Now, why is it important to know his name? Psalm 79:6. Pour out your wrath on the kingdoms that do not know you and on the nations that do not call on your name. Jeremiah 10:25. Pour out your fury on the families that do not, pour out your fury on the heathen that do not know you and on the families that do not call on your name. So we need to know his name. Isaiah 52:6, therefore my people shall know my name. Zechariah 13 verses 7 through 9. I think it's actually verse 9. Zechariah 13 verse 9. It says, and my people will call my name, and I'll look down from the heavens, and I will say that is my people. 2 Chronicles 7:14. I don't know it right off the top of my head, but I will read it. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, however, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, search for me, and turn from their evil ways, then I will hear their prayer from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal their country. Who are called by my name. So we need to know his name in God, Lord, and Jsuspect, otherwise known as Jesus. That's not anything to do with the actual creator. So when we expose, first and foremost, let's just do the Babylonian, and it goes all the way from Babylon, and it just has different names. And so you have the Most High, who is actually Tata nZambi Yamazulu. nSiemi is his name. nSiemi, that's nSiemi. Otherwise, nSiemi, that's his name. The enemy wants to be just like him. If you go to Isaiah 14, verse 12, this is the mindset of the enemy. This is speaking about a person, the King Nebuchadnezzar. This is speaking about him, but there's a spirit that's involved with him, and it's the spirit of rebellion, okay? Isaiah 14, verse 12. How you have fallen from heaven, you morning star, son of the dawn. How you have been cut down to the ground, you conqueror of nations. You thought, I'll go up to heaven and put my throne above nZambi stars. I'll sit on the mountain far away in the north, where the gods assemble. I'll go above the top of the clouds. I'll be like the Most High. This, verse 12, how you have fallen from heaven. Who has fallen from heaven? Lucifer was a star, fell from heaven, was kicked out for rebellion. He's called right here, how you have fallen from heaven, you morning star. I don't know if you can see that right here, right above my finger. You morning star. This is a reference to who Jesus is. This right here is speaking of Lucifer. It's talking about Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. But it's the spirit that's within him is the same spirit that was in Nimrod back in Genesis chapter 6, who he wanted to build the tower up to the heavens to war against the Most High. The same thing. I will put my throne, I'll go up to heaven and I'll put my throne above nZambi stars. This is what he says. This is what the morning star says. Now, the morning star. This is who, if you go to Revelation 22, verse 16, I believe it is. I, Jsuspect, have sent my angel to give this testimony to you for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David. I am the bright morning star. Jsuspect is saying this. I, Jsuspect, I'm the morning star. Well, back here in Isaiah 14:12, oh, how you have fallen from heaven, you morning star. Saying you'll be like the Most High. In verse 14. Isaiah 14, verse 14. I'll be like the Most High. This is what the morning star says. Revelation 22:16 just said, I, Jsuspect, have sent my angel to give this testimony to you for the churches. I am the root and the descendant of David. I am the bright morning star. Jsuspect is. We know the Messiah is not Jsuspect because the letter J didn't come in until 1524. So no name by J anything can be called in 1523. Jsuspect is the morning star. Revelation 22:16. Jsuspect says, I'm the morning star. I'm Jsuspect. I'm the morning star. The morning star back in Isaiah 14:12 through 14, it's talking about the enemy, the spirit of rebellion. Lucifer, how you have fallen from heaven. Who fell from heaven? Who was in heaven? Lucifer. So identifying Jsuspect is the morning star. It says it right there. Revelation 22:16. Can't be argued. Now, Jsuspect is Lord. Lord is, you just go to people don't rely on Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is perfectly fine. Look, this. Don't say the name. Exodus 23:13 says, don't even let the names of their mighty ones leave your lips. Baal. People will say it like ale with a B. That's not how you pronounce it. If you properly pronounce it with phonetics, the A carries a ah or aw sound. So all, just like how you would say basket, foot, tennis, soccer, racket, volley, golf, ping pong, pool, bowling, lacrosse. Yes. Just like you would say all those, B-A-L-L. Now, B-A-A-L, this one, it says here, B-A-A-L, pronounced all with a B, was a title and honorific meaning owner, L-O-R-D, in the Northwest Semitic languages spoken in the Levant during antiquity. L-O-R-D is Jsuspect. Jsuspect is Lucifer, the morning star. B-A-A-L is the same as how you pronounce B-A-L-L. It's the same. Now, who is B-A-A-L? In Judges 2, verse 11, the people of Isolele, which is actually who the Habiru, they call them Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew is only as old as the 19th and 20th century. They stole it. The white people, Edomites, like me, stole it from Habiru. Hebrew Habiru. Habiru were actually colored people. Habiru is the real people, so it's not Hebrew Israelites. Hebrew is R.A. elites? No. It's Habiru Isolele. Right here. The people of Isolele did what mFumu, who was nZambi, considered evil. They began to serve other gods, the Baals. Look, Judges chapter 2, verse 11. I don't know if you can see that. The Baals. Notice how that's plural. That doesn't just say singular. So there are multiple Baals. And Baal, people forsook the Most High. They forsook mFumu nZambi to serve Baals, the other gods of the time. Okay? That deity is this one. Look at right there. Right here. Lord. Baal literally means Lord. Jsuspect is Lord. Jsuspect is the morning star, according to Revelation 22:16. The morning star? Who is the morning star? All you have to do is go to Google and type in, is Lucifer the morning star? Sure is. It says the word Lucifer, meaning the morning star. The planet Venus. Or as an adjective, the light bearer. In Latin, Lucifer means the light bearer. Okay? This is why they call Jsuspect the sun. And they go, no, it's the son of God. Okay. If Jsuspect is Lucifer, the sun. But they go, no, it's SON. Okay, I'll give you that. Jsuspect is the morning star. Revelation 22:16. The morning star is Lucifer. Isaiah 14, verses 12 through 14. Says he wants to be like the Most High. Who fallen from heaven? Who fell from heaven? Lucifer was an angel. Because of rebellion, he was kicked out. Now, look at when you're baptized in the name of Jsuspect, don't you carry the spirit of rebellion because you don't keep any of the commandments? Because Jsuspect came. So you don't have to keep the commandments. Because Jsuspect came. That's literally the spirit of rebellion. If you, who in Matthew 19, verse 16 and 17, the Messiah says, in order to receive everlasting life, you must keep the commandments. People who follow Jsuspect don't keep the commandments. Now fast forward. Jsuspect is Lord. Lord is Baal. Baal are those in Judges chapter 2, verse 11, who forsook the Most High to serve Baal. Okay? Again, Lucifer is the morning star. Is Lucifer the morning star? Right here. The morning star. The planet Venus, and also light bringer or light bearer. Okay? Now, that goes for Jsus. Jsuspect, I call him. Now, do you know where Christ comes from? Because it's Jsuspect Christ. So if the first part, Jsuspect, is literally a tie to Lucifer, and people go, oh, well, no, it's not, no. Okay. So, Christ, the second part of it, comes from this Greek deity. Christos, Helios, which is literally Christ the Son, Sun, because Helios means son in Greek. So, this deity, right here, this deity, look at the sun rays from his head. This deity is Christ OS HELIOS. Christ the Son SUN. And Jsuspect is Christ the Son SON. Not the same? Okay. We'll see. So when you look, the face of this individual, which again, this is his name. I won't say it. I'm trying not to say it, so forgive me, because Exodus 23:13 says, "Don't let the names of their mighty ones leave your lips." Can you see that name? Hopefully you can see that name. This is the name of where Christ is derived from. Now look. This is his face with sun rays. This is where Christ comes from. This is Christ HELIOS. And Jsuspect is Christ the SON. This is Christ the SUN. This is where Christ comes from, the Greek deity, the Greek son. Now, this is the same face. I'll let you see it one more time. Just take a really good glimpse of it. That's the same face. Again, this is where Christ is derived from. That's the same face as this individual. Now, who does that look like to you? The Statue of Liberty. Does that look like a woman to you? You tell me, be honest with me. Does that look like a woman to you? Because they call that Lady Liberty. This is the same face as Christ O's HELIOS. The same face, same sun rays. Now look at here. What is that statue holding in his hand? Oh, the light bearer. This is a statue of LUCIFER. This is a statue of LUCIFER, bearing the light. Look, that's what that means. To bear the light. This is what America is known by. And if it's not known by Statue of Liberty, it's known by the Liberty BELL, which is the same as saying BAAL. BALL and BELL, they're known to be the same. It doesn't sound the exact same when you say it, but they're known to be the same. You can cross-reference them. So you either have the Statue of Liberty, which is the statue of LUCIFER, the light bearer, is bearing the light. That's what LUCIFER means in Latin, bearing the light. This is the same face as Christos, HELIOS, where Christ comes from. Christ the SUN. And Jsuspect is Christ the SON? Jsuspect is called the morning star in Revelation 22:16. And LUCIFER is called the morning star in Isaiah 14 verses 12 through 14. They're not the same though? Okay, I'll give you that one. So when you look up who this deity is, BAAL, this is who he is. A horn deity. Okay, this is the deity who is called LORD. This is the deity who those who forsook the Most High back in Judges chapter 2 verse 11, they forsook the Most High to serve the BAALS. So there are multiple BAALS. Now look. This is who he is. Look. Who does that look like to you? That looks like the devil. Isn't that who LUCIFER is? This is called, this is where LORD comes from before. This is long before the Messiah even came. The Messiah was never called LORD. No. This is who the modern day Baal is. You remember what I just showed you? You look. This is Baal, a horn deity. Now, this is the modern day horn deity. This is at the Church of Satan. Now look, it's a male, a dude, with female breasts, horns, and a torch on his head, the light bearer. And look, wings. It was an angelic being. Lucifer was once an angel, cast out in Isaiah 14:12. Look. This is Baal. This is at the Church of Satan. Now, Baal, Jsuspect, in Greek is Zeus. Because when you say Jsuspect in Spanish, it's hey, Zeus. When you say Jsuspect in Greek, it's Zeus in the 1611 King James Version Bible. Zeus is the Greek highest deity. How does this tie into sports? All the sports. That deity's name was called Baal. And it made it very clear here in Judges chapter 2, verse 11. The people of Israel did what mFumu, who is Lord, he was called mFumu in Kikongo. He wasn't called Lord. He was never called Lord. They changed it though. The people of Israel did what mFumu considered evil. They began to serve other gods, Baals. It makes it very clear right here, right? My finger. There's multiple Baals. All of the sports, foot, basket, tennis, soccer, racket, ping pong, pool, bowling, lacrosse, golf, water polo. I don't have another finger. All those have that in common. Baal. It's just spelled Ball, but they sound the exact same. Now, when you go there, you worship that. Everywhere that Baal goes, everyone in the field, everyone in the stand, everyone at home watching the games. If you don't have a favorite team, you have a favorite player. If you don't have a favorite player, your son plays. Now your daughter probably too plays one of them. Volley, B-A-L-L, which is the same as B-A-A-L. All these sports have that in common. Now, how does this tie in? Because if you don't believe me, all the sports gather for the Olympics. And at the Olympics, all those sports gather. Now again, this is Baal. Look at the torch on his head. This is the statue of Satan at the Church of Satan. This is Baal. The light bearer is Lucifer, the morning star. All the sports that have Ball, it's the same. You say it the same. Don't even say it, but you say it the same. It's pronounced the same. They all gather in Olympus, Greece, is where it starts. And they go like this. They pass the torch. They're carrying the torch, passing the torch of the light bearer, the torch that's on that deity's head. All the sports that worship Ball, all the sports, foot, basket, soccer, tennis, lacrosse, volley, pool, bowling, golf, racket, ping pong, all of them are in the Olympics. and they all gather at the Olympics and pass the torch. It's a ritual. They're doing a ritual for the light bearer. Look. Look at this one. Look at this one. You can see right there. You see him? Look, watch, I'll show you. This is inside the torch. They put it right in front of your face. Do you see that? Do you see the face? Right in there, look. Oh, you may not see it. Right there. But when you zoom in, they put it right in front of you. Look. You see that face? I know you see that face. The two eyes and the nose and one eye and the two eyes. I know you see that. And it even has horns, look. All the sports that gather have B-A-L-L. They're worshipping B-A-A-L because it's pronounced the exact same. They all gather at the Olympics. How does this tie into Jsuspect? Jsuspect in Spanish is hey, Z-E-U-S. Jsuspect in Greek is E-Z-E-U-S, spelled I-E-S-O-U-S, pronounced E-Z-E-U-S. All the sports worship in the Olympics. Zeus is the highest Greek deity of Olympus. Olympics. All those sports gather to pass the torch, doing a ritual for the light bearer. Zeus in Greek is E-Z-E-U-S, in Spanish is hey Z-E-U-S, in English is J-E-S-U-S. Revelation 22:16, I Jsuspect am the morning star. The morning star is Lucifer, the light bearer. J-E-S-U-S is L-O-R-D. L-O-R-D is B-A-A-L, and B-A-A-L is the one who they forsook the Most High in Judges 2:11. To serve the B-A-A-L-S. This is how you know there's multiple B-A-A-L-S. This is why you have foot, basket, soccer, tennis, racket, golf, pool, lacrosse, bowling, ping pong, pool, volley, base. I forgot about base. B-A-A-L-S. That's pronounced the same as B-A-L-L-S. All praise and glory and honor to the Most High. Tata, mFumu, nZambi, mpungu tulendo. It's my Father in heaven. He is the creator. His name, nSiemi. Now, that's two of the three. Because you have Jsuspect, you have L-O-R-D, and then you have G-O-D. G-O-D, if you go to Isaiah 65, verse 11. You have abandoned mFumu and forgotten my holy mountain. You have prepared a table for G-A-D. G-A-D cannot properly be pronounced as add with a G. G-A-D, remember, the A carries a ah or ah. So G-A-D can only properly be pronounced as odd with a G. Todd with a G. Only. You have abandoned the Most High and prepared a table for G-A-D. Your version may say true. It may say good fortune. Okay. Look into the King James Version. Look into any other versions. Just type in Isaiah 65:11 and it will pull up all the versions. I guarantee you it will say G-A-D. You have forsaken the Most High and prepared a table for G-A-D, which can only properly be pronounced as odd with a G. That's G-O-D. And isn't that what people do? They prepare a table and they go, come on, let's say L-O-R-D's prayer. Oh, thank you, G-O-D. For good fortune, right? I need a new job. I need a new house, G-O-D. Oh, L-O-R-D. Give me a new car, G-O-D. Good fortune. Because that's what they're doing in the churches. Those who pray to G-O-D, those are the rich ones, right? The ones flying in jets, the Dole Olsteins, the TJ, T, whoever. I don't even know his name. You don't believe me? Okay. I'll prove myself. Remember how I said Statue of Liberty? In the beginning of this video, which I'm trying to make it quick, so bear with me. In the beginning, when I was pointing out, is Lucifer the morning star? And it said, the morning star, the planet Venus. Venus, in Roman, Lucifer means light bringer in Latin, was the name of the planet Venus, though it was often personified as a male figure bearing a torch. Don't believe me? Look. Personified, right here, as a male figure bearing a torch. Didn't I tell you that Statue of Liberty wasn't no woman? Look. That's how Venus is usually personified. Venus is Lucifer as a male figure bearing a torch. You can't argue this one. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You trying to tell me that's a dude? Sure is. Look at that. That ain't no woman. Now look at the sun rays coming off its head, bearing a torch. Lucifer is the light bringer, bringing the light. Lucifer is identified and personified as Venus. Venus is personified as a male figure bearing a torch. You trying to tell me that Statue of Liberty isn't Lucifer? Because if it's not, it's Venus, and Venus is Lucifer. Bearing a torch, the light bringer, that is Lucifer in Latin. This is a statue of Lucifer. If not, remember how I said, by America, we're either identified by Liberty Statue or Liberty Bell. Now watch this. Because, as I said, you don't believe me about, you don't believe me about God? Primary meaning of the word GAD, which is in Isaiah 65:11, you forsook the Most High, mFumu and nZambi, and prepared a table for GAD. GAD can only properly be pronounced with phonetics as odd or odd. because A carries a ah or aw sound. Never carried ah. Never. Primary meaning of the word GAD pronounced odd. Can only be identified with in Isaiah 65:11, Syrian and Babylonian deity Fortune is identified as GAD, pronounced as odd. Look. In most English texts, it is mistranslated as true. The same pagan deity, Fortune, is written with the addition of the word Baal, which forms Baalgad. Baal comes from Bel, the Babylonian sun God. Bel is the same as Bell. If you don't have the Liberty Statue of Liberty, you have the Liberty Bell. Bel comes from the Babylonian sun deity. This is why you either have the bell. Oh, I'm sorry for even saying it, nZambi mFumu. Please forgive me. You either have the Bell or you have the statue representing America. GAD in Isaiah 65:11, because we've already identified Jsuspect is lucifer. Revelation 22:16 says he's the morning star. If that's not enough, I proved it. LORD is BAAL. Now we have God. God, Isaiah 65:11, the deity who people forsook and prepared a table for GAD is pronounced the same as God, odd, with a G. It comes from the Babylonian deity Bel, which is usually written as Baal, Gad. It comes from Bel, so Baal and Bel, they are interchangeable. That's why I said either the Statue of Liberty or Liberty Bell. Either one, you're talking about Ball, Baal, Lucifer. Together, the word Baal space GAD was the name which the Canaanites used in reference to fortune. Baal means LORD. Look, right here. Baal means LORD. This and this. Thus, Baalgad is literally LORD God. The Canaanite deity of fortune. Amazingly, this is exactly the term used by millions of English translations for the name of our Heavenly Father. L-O-R-D-G-O-D. L-O-R-D-G-O-D, give me a new house. L-O-R-D-G-O-D, give me a new car. L-O-R-D-G-O-D, L-O-R-D. Jsuspect. Come on. When you're calling on GAD, you're calling on, GOD, you're calling on GAD. Now check this one out. Most people don't know that the International Phonetic Alphabet sound at, as in hat or cat, does not exist in the original Hebrew. Not Hebrew, Hebrew. Therefore, GAD cannot be correctly pronounced as ad with the at sound as it is traditionally pronounced. Cannot be pronounced as GAD, can't be ad with a T, with a G. Can't be tad with a G. It can only be pronounced as odd with a G. Isn't that LORD? Jsuspect's father? Uh-huh. Now get this one. It is also important to note that GAD, pronounced odd, is a nickname for NIMROD and for JUPITER. NIMROD is GOD. NIMROD's birthday is December 25th. NIMROD's son is TAMMUZ, found in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 12. TAMMUZ is said to be NIMROD resurrected because TAMMUZ's birthday is December 25th. This is where you get your lowercase t for the cross, because in Acts 5, chapter 5, verse 30. In Acts 10, verse 39. In Acts 13, verse 29, it says the Messiah was hung on a tree. He was never put on a cross. He was hung on a tree. The cross is a T representation for TAMMUZ, the son of God. I mean GAD. I mean NIMROD. NIMROD is God. His son is the son of God is Jsuspect. Jsuspect is known by the cross, the T. Worshipped on December 25th. That's the birthday of NIMROD and NIMROD's son, who's said to be resurrected. NIMROD resurrected as his son, TAMMUZ. This is where the cross comes from. You still don't believe me? Okay. TAMMUZ is who women were weeping over in Ezekiel chapter 8, verse 12, I believe. TAMMUZ, son of God, GAD, NIMROD, both birthdays are December 25th. That's who you're worshiping on December 25th. TAMMUZ was killed by a wild boar. A pig. When he was 40 years old. This is why in Christianity, when you have 40 days of Lent, they put a T right here on your forehead to resurrect or remember as a representation of the 40 years that TAMMUZ was when he was killed by a wild boar. This is why on EASTER dinner, you eat a wild boar, which is against the commandment of the Most High. Still don't believe me? JESUS. Close your eyes. When I say this word, what do you hear? G. Sus. G. The J is pronounced as a G. GESUS literally means earth pig. Because TAMMUZ was killed by a wild boar. GE, this is Greco-Roman, because you have to understand the Messiah was killed by the Romans. The Romans merged with Greece. Here come Greco-Roman era. The Greeks translated the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Greeks worshipped Zeus. The Romans killed the Messiah. They merge. Here you have the Greco-Roman era. And now all of a sudden Rome is worshipping the one they killed? No. But who are they worshipping? Their deity. And they gave us GESUS. I mean JESUS, but it's pronounced GESUS in GE in Greco-Roman. GESUS. GE in Greek means earth, as in geology, geography, geometry, geography, the study of earth. I'm sorry, geography, the mapping out and studying of earth. Geology, the studying of earth. Geometry, the mathematics of earth. Then you have sus. Sus in Latin, because Greco-Roman, Roman is Latin. Sus means pig. So you have earth pig from GESUS. But Jsuspect isn't the same. But you do eat a pig on December 25th and on EASTER. Now, if you don't keep the commandments, it's considered rebellion. The spirit of rebellion, because NIMROD literally means B-E-L. B-A-A-L is the same as B-E-L. They're interchangeable. If you re-B-E-L, you are the spirit of NIMROD. This is why they say, keep the Christmas spirit alive. Christmas comes from Christ, Mass. The Mass of Christ. They do a Mass in the Catholic churches. Now you're doing it all around the world on December 25th, which is nIMROD's birthday, and nIMROD was the first one to rebel against the Most High. His son, TAMMUZ, is who nIMROD is reborn as. His birthday is December 25th. This is where you get your lowercase t. This is why you have 40 days of Lent, where you put a T on your forehead, where you eat a wild pig, which is against the Most High's commandment. Deuteronomy 14:18, I think? 18:14? Help me out. 14:18. Come on, come on, come on! No. $14.12? Come on. Where is it? There it is. 14:8. Thank you, Moana Valilla. Deuteronomy 14:8. Also, you may not eat pigs. Never eat their meat or touch their dead bodies. If you don't keep the commandments, you're going against the Most High. Now remember, people who follow Jsuspect, we don't have to keep the commandments. Jsuspect came. Stop calling on God. Stop calling on Lord. Stop calling on Jsuspect. And surely, if you don't know yet, stop calling on YAHWEH, because that's the deity of Israel. YAHWEH goes by EL. Is RAEL? Because that's the deity of Israel. YAHWEH. That's L. Is RAEL? Because RA is the Egyptian sun. Wait a minute. Isn't BAAL the Babylonian sun? So BAAL and RA are the same. The sun deity. Who's the sun? The light bringer. LUCIFER. All praise and glory and honor to the Most High, nZambi mFumu tulendo. His name is nSiemi. The true Messiah is Samao Toko or Simeon Toko. Look at my video, because I just proved it. I didn't. It was the Mwanda Valilla. This was nZambi working through me to try to gather people. You must keep the commandments. If you don't keep the commandments, you are considered an enemy of the Most High. Stay tuned, because there's going to be another one showing what happens to those who don't keep the commandments. All you have to do is go to Leviticus 26, I believe. Leviticus 26:14. If you don't keep his commandments, you don't just go to heaven by not keeping his commandments. You have to keep his commandments. I'll do a video on it. So, Luvuvamu, peace unto you. Yalla. Zolamosi. Yalla means rain. Zolamosi means one love. Kikangu. So, praise nZambi mFumu tulendo. nZambi yamazulu. Nkembo. nZambi. Praise nZambi. All praise, glory, and honor go to him. None of this was by my own doing. All of it was by the Mwanda Valilla, the Holy Spirit in Kikango.